This is WTF Nation Radio.
Hey, motherfuckers, this is Minx. Suck my balls. Oh, wait, I forgot to unmute us. I got it this time. Hello. Oh, my goodness. So bad. I always fuck up some way, right? It never fails. Hello,
Shit
everybody.
happens.
Welcome to Tuesday. Yeah, so I'm your host, Minx, obviously. And we almost had Cuffs on here with me, like as far as like her face and everything, not just her voice. But I was unable to get said equipment here in time. So yeah, she's not here with us today, but next week she'll be here. So
I'm here, just not video here.
right? She's here, but she's not here, right? I don't know if that makes sense or not. Fucking oh
yeah,
my God.
whatever.
How was your weekend, Cups?
It was nothing to report.
Oh,
Boring. Yeah,
goodness.
great. How was your weekend?
Oh goodness. Let's see. So I went out floating on the river on Sunday. Oh, it's Sunday. Haha. And so everyone knows there's like two versions of you, right? There's sober you, and then drunk you comes out and likes to play sometimes. And drunk you has a name, and like I got this from someone else. This is not like me. I'm not witty enough to come up with this bullshit. But you take the first letters of your first and last name and you switch them, and that's your drunk you. And so mine, so you know, instead of being like Feisty Minx, it would be Meisty Finks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Meisty decided to come out and play on Sunday, and it was not good. It was not good.
Okay, so any interesting stories to go along with that, or is that not radio material?
No, I mean,
Fuck it, everything's radio
right?
material. What are you
Fuck
talking
it.
about?
No, okay, so Meisty decided that it would be a good idea to drink a lot on an empty stomach. So this this fucking heifer was like coming out to play, like no holds bars, and like I know better. Like I'm fucking old enough. I'm 31. I fucking know better than to drink all day on an empty stomach. Like this is just not gonna add. Like this is just not gonna like add up to good decision making, right?
Mm-hmm.
At all. And so Meisty decided to rear her ugly head and drank all day. Again, this was not Feisty. This wasn't me. This was Meisty, my drunk alter ego.
Meisty.
And so anyways, so Meisty then decided to, you know, drink to the point where she needed help walking.
Oh no, no babysitting. Come on.
Yeah. Oh no. Like I said, Meisty came out to play. It was not cute. It was not fun. It was like, luckily, like I wasn't like hungover yesterday, so yay for the win. But at the same time, I don't like having to be babysat. Like that's not me. That's not who I am. But like I said, Meisty fucking came out to play, and she was taking no prisoners. And fucking bitch. And yeah, so and then so Meisty fell asleep in the back of the car. See, okay, so I, like, you know, Meisty did think ahead. I was not driving, so I got that going for me. But Meisty did fall asleep in the back of the car on the way home. And it's like a 2.5, almost, yeah, it's about 2-hour drive from the river back home. And yeah, I was knocked out for the entire ride. And apparently they even stopped for food, which probably would have been a good idea. But Meisty was not hungry. Meisty wanted to sleep.
It could have been a good idea, and it could have been a bad idea. I'm just thinking vomit.
Yeah. No, and like,
so,
yeah. No.
Are you not that kind of drinker? No. Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, it was bad. It was just like, luckily, like, no bad. Well, yeah, no,
Come
like,
on,
I know, I'm like,
I
know, right? I can't fucking speak right now. Like, no bad, like, just, like, things happened, you know, that, I can't, I don't know, like, not tell anyone about, so that's good. But yeah, like, I got home, and Ghost is like, wow, really? And I'm like, shut the fuck up. I was like,
don't judge me, motherfucker.
Yeah. I was like, don't judge me. You're not my supervisor. And he was, and like, luckily, like, you know, he was being a good sport about it. And he was like, let's just get you to bed. I'm like, yes, bed. And then I forgot my phone in the car. And so I was on my way to the bedroom, and then it's like, oh, phone. And so, like,
phone. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I ran out, like, back out to the vehicle, which luckily hadn't left yet, so that's good, because I guess they looked and they're like, oh shit, yeah, no, like, shit in here. And I do remember that it was thunderstorming. And I was like, what the fuck, why is it raining? It's so bad. So bad. So that was my weekend.
Just throwing this out there. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Couple comments. One, which I'm super stoked about. The other, I'm not really sure about. Old GI wants to party, baby. Just so you know. And one of my old NCOs from my company out at Fort Riley, Sergeant St. Germain, is up in here. I'm so excited. He said bad decisions always a good decision. So thumbs up to that.
I mean, maybe.
Depends, I guess.
Maybe. I don't know.
He's a good NCO, or was a good NCO. He got out recently, so.
But yeah, so that's.
Anywho.
So bad. Like, I felt like, and then, like, I hung out with the same people yesterday for a barbecue/birthday party, and they were like, is it like, who's here today? And I'm like, it's Feisty. I was like, I'm not drinking at all again anymore. Like, you know, something's got to give, and I don't like it when Meisty comes out, so no more.
I don't think I have an alter ego. I don't know.
You do, but it would be like with your real name, not with your radio name.
Yeah, and it just doesn't work with my radio name, so
it doesn't.
Fuck.
Unless you do like Wuffs.
Or I'm trying to stuff.
Right.
It just doesn't work.
Nuffs.
Doesn't work.
Oh, Ruffs. Oh.
Fuck.
Yeah, true story.
True story.
So bad.
All right, so you want to get into some news?
Oh, I would love to.
Okay, so I have various articles. I mean, when I say various, a wide array. And we're going to start with baseball. So for all those of you like baseball, high five to you. For those that don't,
Right.
My opinion,
Fuck
this is
off.
my opinion and not the opinion of WTF Nation Radio. Go fuck yourself. Okay. So, Mike Trout elects surgery, out for 6 to 8 weeks. This is the first
Who
time
is
this
that?
dude has ever been put on the disabled list in his career.
Who
So,
is that?
Mike Trout, he plays for the Angels.
Oh, okay. I should know that, right? Because I'm from
So
California.
yeah, no, yeah, for the Anaheim Angels, Angel superstar Mike Trout will undergo surgery to repair the UCL tear in his left thumb on Wednesday and is expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks.
Fucking baby.
The reigning American League MVP injured his thumb while sliding into second base during a stolen base attempt on Sunday afternoon. He underwent an MRI exam on Monday that revealed the tear and was placed on the disabled list for the first time in his entire career. Shortly after, the 25-year-old opted for surgery, which will be performed by Dr. Stephen Shin because that's pertinent information.
HIPAA, I guess.
It's definitely the best course of action for him right now. Angels manager Mike. Sorry, don't know your last name, Mike. Angels manager Mike. We'll just leave it at that. Said following the Halos 6-3 loss to the Braves. I think he's comfortable with the decision. Hopefully everything goes well Wednesday.
Right? Speedy recovery, pussy. Fucking
Yeah,
it's your thumb.
pussy,
You don't
it's
need your fucking thumb. God.
Oh, my thumb. Oh, my thumb. Oh, my God. But it is baseball, and
all right, okay, so I
guess they depend on their hands for like, I don't know, 75% of what they do. But still,
allegedly,
yeah. So losing Trout for an extended period is a huge blow to the Angels, who already have Garrett Richards, Tyler Skaggs, Alex Mayer, Yanel Escobar, Houston Street, Cam Betterson. Wow, I'm sorry, man. And Andrew Bailey on the DL, which is the disabled list. The Halos have blah 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 blah. Trout had been off to the best start of his illustrious career, batting a 337, 10 stolen bases, 36 RBIs. And 10 stolen bases. 10 stolen bases through 47 games. Blah 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 blah, and that's the only interesting part of that article. So Mike Trout's out for 6 to 8 weeks. Sucks to suck, Mike Trout. But
so what you're saying is
like
that the Angels are not your team.
No, I like Mike Trout. I can handle Mike Trout. He's not the worst. He's a good dude, but sucks he's out for 6 to 8 weeks for a thumb.
Right.
Thumb. Shit.
You mean?
Right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what to say to that.
Sucks.
Man up.
Yeah, sucks to suck, dude. Like, hope you recover well. Like, hopefully you go to like a good hand surgeon, because that if they like fuck up your thumb, like you're done.
Well,
you can't grab anything.
They listed the surgeon's name in the article, so it sounds like a pretty prominent, well-known, illustrious surgeon. So,
but is he a hand surgeon?
I think so. I'd have to pull that article back up and Google him.
Like, cause you've got like your normal orthopedic docs, and then you've got some that specialize in hands, and they do like a hand fellowship, and that's all they do is elbows and hands, and like that's it. I worked with one in Arizona, and to pick up, like, just because he could and he was bored, he'd pick up like total hips, like, because oh my god, I lived by a retirement community, and that's where I worked, and so we did a lot of fucking broken hips because old people fall. It's a fact of life. If you're old, you're gonna fall and you're gonna break your hip. Like, that's how it is. Sorry,
Yep.
Not sorry Job stability. But yeah,
Yay!
no. But no, and so like this hand doc, he'd pick up some like add-on cases that have fucking total hips, and or like hip hemis, which or a gamma nail, which is just driving like, okay, so you've got your total hip, and then you've got your hip hemis, which is only half of a total hip. Like you only do the ball and the stem part. You don't do the actual socket part, right? So it's just this part, right? And then I had to think about that. And then you've got your gamma nails, which is where we drive a nail literally like down your femur, right? And those cases with a really good ortho doc, the gamma nails take maybe 15 minutes. Like they're super fast. Yeah, it's fucking longer to set up than the actual fucking procedure. Like the hardest part of that procedure is positioning wise, because you know, like the head of the femur is broken off. That's, you know, this is why we're here. And so we're taking a nail and we're securing it. So we have to make sure everything aligns up properly. So that's really the longest part of the goddamn case. But yeah, so this hand doc, he would get in there and like do these fucking hips. And he's like, oh yeah, Damon, make this hip your bitch. Yeah, get in there.
Well, the good news for Mike Trout, after doing some digging, he is a hand specialist.
Oh, okay,
so,
that's good.
Yes, this is his fucking shit. So he's going to the best of the best. It looks
good.
like I'm looking through his profile, and
it's LA, so I mean,
yeah, dude, it's all hand, wrist,
yeah, okay, so
nerves in the hands, so all of the above.
He's fine then.
Yeah, he'll be good.
So I saw an article today, or shit, I don't know. Today's been a slow day for news. Like nothing's really happened. How come everything good happens on like ICE's day? This is bullshit. Like he gets all the fucking good news, like in all these breaking stories. Fuck. I swear.
I've got some more here.
He fucking coordinates that shit. I swear he does. He fucking does. But no, I saw something today, and all these pictures I just stole off the internet. Like I didn't make them, so I'm not creative. But yeah, so there's this one, and that goes along with this article for Veterans Affairs Department reinstates the quote notoriously corrupt manager that Trump fired. So and you know they've got that meme in there with the article, and I was like, stealing. The Department of Veterans Affairs reportedly reinstated a notoriously corrupt fired on the first day of Donald Trump's presidency. Why would you fucking instate this person? On the morning of January 20th, 2017, the department removed Dwayne Hamlin, the director of the VA Caribbean healthcare system, from the Federal Civil Service. The Daily Caller quotes department spokesman James Hutton as saying. Hamlin subsequently appealed his removal to the Merit Systems Program Board. They have a merit board? The fuck? That's bullshit. And because of particulars in his case that remain under active litigation, he was brought back to work at the VA. Wow. As we have underscored since January 20th, President Trump and Secretary David Shulkin, have made employee accountability at VA a top priority, and we will continue to take appropriate disciplinary actions with our employees. The secretary in this case was not able to overturn this decision once he was made aware of it. We need this ability in new legislation. So, because I guess of fucking shenanigans and what sounds like complete bullshit, this douchebag got reinstated. He is returned to work at the VA despite the attempted firing of whistleblower Joseph Cullen. I hope I said that right, who alerted officials that Hamlin was arrested for intoxicated driving and found with painkiller pills for which he didn't have a prescription. Excuse me, sir, that is against the law. Like, you fucking idiot. How does he, like, how is he not in fucking jail with that? To make matters worse, the Daily Caller points to reports from 2014 which suggested that when a subordinate of Hamlin's refused to fire Cullen, they were allegedly offered $300,000 in taxpayer money to go away, which would have been the largest settlement in recent department history. That's ridiculous. I don't even know like where to like talk about that anymore now. Like
I don't even want to talk about the VA anymore. All these, it just pisses me off because it's all talk, and until I see some fucking improvement, I don't want to fucking talk about it. It really fucking irritates me. I won't even read an article about it. And as soon as, I don't care if it's Fox News talking about it, I don't care if it's the local news talking about it, my ass is flipping the channel because I don't believe anything anybody fucking says about the VA because everything I hear is negative. I don't want to hear it. I'm tired of it.
Yeah. Friggin'.
So fuck the VA. My opinion. Sorry.
I mean, you know, and like I don't want to like group them all together, but you know, fucking every experience I've ever had with the VA, like the VA, they do good, you know, and there are employees within the VA who like legit want to help us. And like they're good people and I get that. But me personally, I have never had a good, I guess, interaction with the VA. The only time I've really ever went to the VA was when I was living in Phoenix, and you know that VA is notorious for being a death trap.
Yeah.
I went there. I was having kidney stones, which I don't know if anyone's ever had kidney stones, but they fucking suck, right? And so I'm like legit urinating like straight blood at this point. Like I'm pretty sure there's like tissues like from my fucking kidney from being fucking scraped out because this goddamn stone that I can't fucking pass. Like it took, I ended up having surgery for this. Because, you know, 6 months after they diagnosed me with having a fucking stone, it still hadn't fucking passed. And so, yeah, so I ended up going to the VA in Phoenix, like to their emergency room because, again, I was in pain. Like, I wanted to die. I really was kind of hoping, like, please, can I just get into a car accident on the way to the VA just so that way I don't have to deal with this bullshit anymore. Like, that's about where my mentality was. And I get, like, that's not a good mentality to have, but I was in a lot of fucking pain, so suck a dick. But yeah, and so they left me, one, it took about 2 hours for me to get called back, and, like, they had a bunch of guys, like, on the floor, like, laying down, like, and just, I was like, the fuck is going on in here? And so they finally like get me called back, and they put me in like the back corner, and so I'm just sitting there, not like I haven't talked to anyone, I haven't been fucking triaged, I haven't been like seen by anyone, and I was left back there for about 4 hours, and
wow,
yeah. I was like, at that point, I was like, I just fuck you guys. Like, I just want to go home. Like, fuck this.
See, I've had over the course of I'm going on 3 years now of experience with the VA. I've learned over those 3 years, don't go to the VA for anything emergent. I will go to a civilian hospital and then I'll get a bill, which will be minimal because I believe it's Chantha covers like 90% of it. So I might get an ER bill for, I don't know, $100 or $50 or $70. It just depends on what it is. Do not go to the ER at any VA. Don't do it. You're going to wait and wait and wait. An emergency room to them, it may as well be just your average everyday clinic. You're just going to wait and wait and wait. Don't waste your time. I'm very sour about the VA. I spent 2 years going to the Leavenworth VA, 2 years going to the women's clinic, which, if you're at all familiar with the VA, you don't have a choice about what clinic you go to.
Mm-hmm.
There's clinics all across each hospital. And the males, can go to one of the 15 clinics throughout that VA, but the women are restricted to the women's clinic. And in the 2 years that I went to the Leavenworth VA Women's Clinic, I never once saw a doctor, and I was waiting.
Oh, did
you
have residents
sometimes.
do like your annual exam too?
Yeah.
But
and
I had
I
this
was
dude
waiting.
come in, and he was like I went to see him about like some other reason, and they this fucking like second year resident comes walking in, and I'm just like, in my head I'm like, no, like, where the fuck is your supervisor? Like, where excuse me, sir, where is your attending? And like he looked like maybe 24, and I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, yeah, it's time for, I see on your records like it's time for your annual exam. And I was like, oh, it is? Like, I'm glad you fucking keep track of that bullshit, because I don't. And I mean, I fucking moved here to Texas, and they did the same thing. Like, they contacted me. They're like, it's time for your annual exam. I'm like, it's really not, though. I just had it done like last year. It's really not. Because come to find out, every like 5 years now.
Yeah, it used to be every year, and now it's every
it's
3,
like,
and apparently now it's gone to 5. Which
it's fucking weird.
That's not healthy at all.
If you've got, honestly, if you have
anyways,
a series of like normal, then like you really, as long as like your habits don't change, you're not at risk to get like an abnormal. So it kind of makes sense. Because like, let's face it, it's not fun having a speculum. Just like it's not enjoyable.
It depends, yeah, and if habits don't change, so if you're with the same partner, yeah, but if that partner decides that they're gonna go fuck somebody else without a condom and they contract something, then guess what? They're gonna come back and fuck you, and you probably want to get a pap smear,
right? But yeah.
But
anyways,
I'm sure we're gonna start losing listeners talking about female shit. So
right, sorry.
Back to the fucking women's clinic at Leavenworth. I waited a month one time for a regular for a sick call visit. They told me a month for sick call. And then another time it was 2 months. And at that point I told them to go fuck themselves, and that's when I transferred down to Kansas City. And the only thing I see Leavenworth for now is for behavioral health. Everything else is done down in Kansas City. And my surgery wasn't even done at the Kansas City VA. It was done by KU, the University of Kansas Hospital. They sent me to a legitimate hospital that they knew could perform the procedure correctly, which is sad. In my opinion, sad that their own doctors don't believe in their surgeons. That's sad.
Yeah. Freaking. And then another story about the VA. VA drug thefts continue despite new efforts. Whatever that means. So federal authorities are investigating dozens of new cases of possible opioid and other drug theft by employees at Veterans Affairs hospitals. a sign the problem isn't going away as more prescriptions disappear. Data obtained by the Associated Press showed 36 criminal investigations opened by the VA Inspector's General Office from October 1st through May 19th of this year. It brings the total number of open criminal cases to 108 involving theft or unauthorized drug use. Most of these probes typically lead to criminal charges. The numbers are an increase from a similar period in the previous year. The VA has pledged a, quote, zero tolerance in drug thefts following an Associated Press story in February about a sharp rise in reported cases of stolen or missing drugs at the VA since 2009. Doctors, nurses, or pharmacy staff in the VA's network of more than 160 medical centers and 1,000 clinics are suspected of siphoning away controlled substances for their own use or street sale, sometimes to the harm of patients, or drugs simply vanished without explanation. Drug thefts are a growing problem at private hospitals as well as the government-run VA, as the illegal use of opioids has increased in the United States. But separate data from the Drug Enforcement Administration obtained by the AP under the Freedom of Information Act show the rate of reported missing drugs at VA health facilities has more than doubled that of the private sector. DEA investigators cited in part a larger quantity of drugs kept in stock at the bigger VA medical centers to treat a higher volume of patients, both outpatient and inpatient, and for the distribution of prescriptions by mail. Wow. Go big or go home, fucking VA.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. So bad.
Somebody in the Facebook live chat asked, which doesn't pertain to your article, so I apologize. Cuffs, what happened? That you had to have surgery and the crutches, if we may ask. I can't read the rest of it. Come on. Don't be ridiculous. Military related or no? Dustin, so I had surgery on April 11th on my left hip. I had I can't pronounce it. How do you pronounce it? Minx, fuck. Femoroplasty, is that correct?
Femoroplasty?
Yeah, so they reshaped the head of my femur.
Oh, the head of the femur, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they reshaped the head of my femur. They also released my psoas, which is part of it's a tendon and part of it's a muscle, if I'm correct. Is that right? The psoas
yes.
is... okay, so they released... I think it's 60-40, 60% muscle, 60% muscle, 40% tendon. So they released the 40% tendon portion. And then they also repaired a labral tear, which is the tissue between your femoral head and your the inner portion of your pelvis. Mm-hmm. So that tissue there was torn. And it was torn towards the front of the pelvis. So they had to go in and suture that in 3 different places. So that is why I am on crutches. And yes, it is service connected. Mm-hmm. So sorry.
She's not in
Dude.
the old lady type of way, where she fell and I fell and I broke my hip, which happens a lot. It was
I broke the pelvis, dude. not the hip.
Yeah.
Broke the pelvis, both sides. I broke bilateral pubic rami fractures, bud.
So I don't mean to laugh at you.
No,
but
laugh.
It's
okay.
so bad. Sorry.
Just wait. When I turn, I give it until I turn 40, and I'm gonna be having fucking total hip replacement surgery.
Oh, you'll be fine for that then. They're only good for 10 to 15 years anyways.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great.
So, and revisions suck. I hate revisions. They're such a pain. Because,
This surgery was the surgery itself. Obviously, they did a nerve block, but
mm-hmm.
the recovery from it, I still can't straighten my motherfucking leg. It's been over a month, and the recovery time is 12 weeks. I still can't straighten my leg from my knee down, and I still can't straighten. Like, my surgeon the other day when I went for my 6-week follow-up.
Yeah.
That motherfucker tried to take my ankle.
Mm.
He put his foot. He put his hand up underneath my heel
Mm-hmm.
and tried to lift my leg up to a 90-degree angle. I about kicked him in the fucking jaw. I told him, I said, you have to stop. And then he tried to do the same thing with my knee. He was pushing my knee down into the table.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not going to cry right now, but you're going to have to stop what you are doing. Like, stop. And then he said the only explanation for that would be that I could have a herniated disc in my back. So what the fuck is going on with me? Just take me out to the farm and off me already. Fuck.
Well, I think part of that might also be physical therapy related. Just as far as, like, especially when it comes to range of motion, like, that's physical therapy's job, is to get you back to where you're supposed to be.
And I am not there at all.
So that, I think that's on them. They're not, like, progressing you the way that they should be.
Well, and that was another opinion that he had. In fact, he wants to change. So I have to wait for Tri West now
mm-hmm.
to approve.
Mm-hmm.
Switching physical therapy locations. So that could take 10 days. So I'm still going to my current physical therapist, and I feel like she pushes me. I feel like she pushes me quite a bit. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know if it's just my body not healing normal like everybody else's. I mean, everybody heals at a different rate, but fuck. I mean, over a month. And I mean, if I try to walk, I look like Timmy off of fucking South Park. Like,
Timmy. Oh, sorry. I love that character, Timmy.
That's exactly how I look, how I feel, and every time I crutch around, I just want to say Timmy. Every time I crutch, Timmy. It's just fuck. Such a fucking I feel like such a bum.
You're in jeans now. Well, leggings now. So
yeah, I'm in leggings, not sweatpants. High five for me. I can fit in fucking leggings now.
I know, that's good.
Still can't wear jeans, guys, but working on it.
Oh my goodness.
Anywho. So, I found this article and I thought it was kind of funny because I don't know how many active duty or reservists or National Guard listeners we have. I don't know if the majority of them are prior service or what, but I found an article, and I'm sure some of you have seen it, from Task and Purpose. Come on, you piece of shit. There we go. Okay.
Shake it.
7 types of people you date while in uniform.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, here we go. I don't even know if I'm going to read the little thing at the beginning. We've all dated a few of these, romance in the military, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, number 1, the expert. If the first thing someone you're on a date with asks you is, quote, "What's your MOS?" end quote, chances are you've got one of these on your hands. He or she somehow reads all the pubs and manuals, talks the lingo, and loves debating about the merits of gear and and vehicles that you really talks the lingo and loves debating with you about the merits of gear and the vehicles that you really didn't even know or care about in the first place. Pros: understands what you mean when you use an acronym, will lead an MRE without being dared to.
Depends on the flavor.
Yeah, yeah. Cons, what would you rather talk about on a date for several hours? The new Avengers movie or the complicated nuances and considerations of converting all the military M63467. Oh, hold on, that's too many letters, numbers. M63467.82. What flangle what's it to M63467.83 dingle whatever's. Okay, that's made up. Sorry, I thought that was a legit thing. Okay.
I got concerned for a second. I was like, the fuck just
I'm
happened?
Like, what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. Okay, so number 2, the fetishist.
Wait, are these like civilians that we date?
No, these are military on military.
Oh God.
So the number 2 is the fetishist. The first time the response to the question, quote, "What do you want to do tonight?" ends with the phrase, "With your boots still bloused, you can be sure you found a fetishist." Pros, let's just call it eagerness. Cons, will only stay with you as long as you stay in the service. Wool-dressed uniforms do not breathe well when exerting oneself. Yeah, number 3.
Because right now it sounds like those 2 first ones sound like, military dating civilians.
No, hold on, go back. And now I got rid of my article.
Sorry.
No, hold on. Let me read the top because maybe that. So, we've all dated a few of these. Romance in the military is no easy task. Looking for love amid deployments, exercises, and regular duty stations move across the world is daunting, even for the most avid believers in love. Even so, the search for love and companionship is important to the mental well-being of everyone, regardless of the terrible life choices they've made. Working in the field that tends to take you all over the world introduces service members to a wide range of people to meet and date. And while many may be normal and well-adjusted people, chances are, yep, you're right, they're civilians.
Haha.
Okay, so number 3.
Sorry, keep going.
You're fine. Number 3, the gotta catch 'em all. Oh, this is gonna be a good one.
Stay away, it's a trap.
Quote, "Oh, you're a Marine, you say. Well, let's see. I've already had 3 soldiers, 4 airmen, and a Coast Guardsman."
They don't count. They're only Department of Transportation.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. After I'm done with you, I'll just get your corpsman's number and my collection will be complete.
Oh, shit.
Pros, will inform you how your performance compares to that of personnel from other branches. Cons, will inform you how your performance compares to that of personnel from other branches.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
Number 4, the fellow service member. Here we go. Absolutely, 100% your best option to enter a world of love and joy made of unicorns and candy puppies. Yeah, been there, done that. Fuck no. Anyways, and no. I'm not just saying that because I'm dating a fellow veteran who's probably going to read this article. Hi, honey. Pros, the same as dating an expert. Plus, they hate all the stupid stuff about the military as much as you. Mm-hmm. Cons, none whatsoever in any way at all. It's inexplicably wonderful all the time, always. And I'm assuming that's sarcasm because his wife read this. Number 5.
I love how neither of us are like saying anything to that one. Like,
yeah. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I'm just gonna
leave it at that. Number 5. For those who don't watch Shark Week,
who doesn't watch Shark Week?
Is it remora? Remora is one of those sucker fish that attaches itself to the stomach of attaches itself to the stomach of a shark or other large fish and feeds off its scraps. Mm-hmm. In military dating terms, these are the men and women who ask to accompany you to the PX by your third date and want to know the details on getting a dependent ID by the 5th. Ooh, can we say dependa? If you stay with one long enough, that they start using phrases like our battalion and when we get promoted.
Oh my God.
Run. Pros. That's a typo. I actually meant to write pros question mark because I can't think of any.
No.
Cons. What are you still doing here? Run.
Right. Run.
Number 6, Mr. Ms. Insecurity. These are the people who cannot handle the fact that you, as a military member, are generally seen as tougher than the average person. Every part of your one-on-one relationship with one of these can be fine and dandy. But every time some third person asks about one of your field ops or deployments, you won't be able to respond over the what? I can't pronounce this word, motherfucker. Oh my God! Responding over the blank and endless bragging about the Tough Mudders, kettlebells, and challenging you to do push-up contests. Blah blah blah. Pros usually tends to be CrossFitters, so they keep you in shape. Cons usually tends to be CrossFitters, so they're terrible people.
Right? There it is. And everyone, you all fucking know it's true.
Yeah. All right. So number 7, the last one. The imagery person. You tend to see people dating these a lot more in the inhospitable shitholes like 29 Palms. I did the whole time I was there, after all. She was a model and a nuclear physicist. You don't know her because she lived across town and had to fly her private jet on a spy mission a lot. So shut up. Pros. As many as your imagination can conjure up. Cons. Crushing loneliness, weeping. And that's the 7 what was it called?
Like 7.
The 7 types of people you date while in uniform. So good luck, folks.
Good luck. I think the most agreeable of all of those, I think would be number 4, like service on service member, giggity, and
Giggity.
and like pun intended with that as well, because let's face it, it's happening. But at the same time, I don't know if it actually makes it easier, you know? Like, yeah, like, you know, I'm married into the Air Force. Don't tell anyone. And
Say it again.
I'm married into the Air Force.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, so Ghost is Air Force, and he likes to talk about how it's always better than the Army, and it's like, I get it. You wanted to kind of be in the military, but not really be in the military. I get it. What's your point? But at the same time, like, I don't really have a lot of shit that I can talk because I was Medac. And, like, let's face it, like, Medac, we play Army. We may go to the range once a year. We may go to we may go to the field.
Once
never.
A year? You never went to the field and you would go to the range once a year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And, I mean, unless I was on like ammo detail. And then
I'm sorry.
And then I would go, you know, just about every month. But yeah, for the most part, Medac personnel. We play Army.
Okay, so you went to the range once a year. Did you qualify?
Yeah, no, I'm a fucking awesome shot. I'm an awesome shot.
An awesome shot with a 249 or
pistol and M16 A2. That's what we had. Because again, we're medical. Like, if they get to us, that we're fucked anyways. Like, nah, that means they went through all the infantry, all the engineers, all the MPs, all the special ops guys. Like, they went through fucking everyone before they got to us. Like, we're not gonna put, like, it's just we're fucked. But yeah, and then so I was in from 2004 to 2014, and the last time I went to the field for longer than 3 days was in basic, and and then we did like a 3-day field exercise in AIT, and that was phase 1, so that was beginning of 2005. And then the next time I got to really play Army was when I went to WLC.
Okay, I have to ask.
A couple years later.
What weapons, okay, so during basic training,
Whoops.
I know that generally you're supposed to get a taste of not all, but some of the weapons, like the 249 and the fucking Mark 19 and the 50 cal and
I broke one of those when I deployed.
Which one?
The 50 cal.
How dare you? What? Oh, please tell me. How did you break it?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so
me,
I climbed up in the turret of the Humvee, right? And it wasn't even ours. Freaking this MARSOC unit that I made friends with, because I make friends with people. I made friends with them, and I found out that one of the guys on the team I went to high school and junior high with, and I was like, oh my god, right?
Yeah.
Small fucking world. And middle of nowhere, Afghanistan. And so yeah, I climb up in the turret and I'm firing off this 50 cal. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome! I've never done this before. And then it stops firing. And and so I tug on the pant leg of the one dude who's standing over me. Is it's broken. And he fucking lifts it up and he's like, holy fuck! And I was like, oh, that's my cue to leave. So I fucking climb out and I was like, ah!
Dude,
I jammed 3 rounds in there. He's
the Mod Deuce, dude. It's firing that thing is. If I had a dick, boner, lady boner, freedom boner. That's the only way I can explain it. It is
so bad.
I love it.
But
I miss it. I want it.
And then I really enjoyed firing the Barrett 50 cal sniper. Oh, that thing was yes. And then I feel like I'm shouting. Sorry. If I'm shouting. Just got super excited. And then which other one? Their grenade launcher. That one was fun. And then which one was it? Oh, I got to fire off the Carl Gustav.
When you say grenade launcher, are you talking about the Mark 19, or are you talking about?
Fuck, I don't know. It literally did nothing except launch grenades, and it had this whole thing, this whole barrel drum thingy. I don't fucking know, and
So was it really fucking huge? That's my question. Is it like a 2-man carry?
No. Mm-mm.
No. Okay, that answered my question. Never mind. Continue.
Yeah, I don't fucking know what it was. It went thunk. It fucking went thunk. It shot something way out yonder, and that something went kaboom. And it was yeah, right? But then
So
sorry, what?
So you're attaching it to your M4, correct?
No.
What the fuck? What, I'm at a loss.
I don't fucking know. I honestly I can't tell you. I've got a picture of it somewhere. I look bad. I operator as fuck. Just kidding. Just kidding. I didn't.
Damn it. I'm very disappointed in the broken Mod Deuce. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know.
That's okay. It happens. It happens.
I don't know. I don't fucking know how it happened. The Marine had no idea how I fucking did it. He called his fucking buddies. He's like, look what this fucking heifer did. And I was like, ah!
It was a bunch of Marines, right?
Yeah, they're MARSOC. They're a MARSOC unit.
Were they at least were they joking with you? Were
Oh
they
yeah, no, it
making
was
fun
great.
of you?
It was great because when we left, we had because we fired off a couple like AT-40s and like a couple Carl Gustavs, and like before we left to go back inside the wire, because that's the only time I fucking left the wire, was to go run through some ammo that I didn't have to worry about on weapons I didn't then have to clean. We had to like destroy them, and so like we fucking dropped like we dropped these things into like a little ditch and then dropped a live grenade in it, and we're just like, run. It was so much fun.
Oh,
I had such a good time. And then shit happens, but you know, whatever. So tonight we've got a guest. We've got comedian Troy Gittings, and he's a Army veteran who is a comedian, writer, and actor from Fayetteville, Arkansas. Because they've got a Fayetteville, apparently. I wonder if it's like, you know, the one by Bragg. He has performed all over the country in pursuit of the meaning of life and a decent chili dog. After performing at Gilda's Laugh Fest, he thought long and hard about chili dogs and doing haiku instead of comedy. Alas, he went on tour instead. After a grueling year with the Blunt Force Comedy Tour, Gittings is looking forward to trying a chili dog in your town. And so we're going to be talking with him after the break. I listened to some of his shit, and his story is about like when he fucking deployed and like he got blown up apparently like twice in one day. But like his fucking story, like how he fucking told that, I was laughing my ass off.
We're gonna need to hear more about that.
Yes. So I'm gonna, yeah, definitely. But fun thing. We are told to be like play nice with him. Because apparently he and our resident D-Max served together and like deployed together and all that good shit. And so D-Max was like, I need you to play nice with him. And I told him I can't make any promises. But apparently this dude is like super witty, so I'm fucked. Like I'm not witty at all. Like nope, it's not gonna happen. Yeah. No. And then so let me just run through our guest lineup. Oh goodness, for the next little bit. So tomorrow we've got Patrick Benson, the CEO for War Horses for Veterans. He's gonna come on and talk with Jim Beam and Jay Reddy. And he's going to be on to talk about the weekend that we were all up there for our live remote and what is in store for War Horses for Veterans. On Saturday with Jay Reddy, we're going to have Brian Monville, Director of Program Service for American Veterans Foundation. Next Monday, sorry, I'm still like trying to get over this whole being sick thing. Next Monday, we've got Dale Dye and Tom Costa. Director Dale Dye and producer Tom Costa will be on to talk about their upcoming film, No Better Place to Die, in honor of D-Day. Oh, that's going to be such a good show.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Well, you know, D-Day sucked, but at the same time, it's such good history with that. And I love history, so. And then we got a guest next Tuesday. Anthony.
Hot damn.
Yeah, right? Holy fuck. Next Tuesday, we've got Anthony Thomas from Guardians of Glory.
Yeah.
Anthony will be returning to let us know how Guardians of Glory is going and any upcoming events they might be going or might have going on. There we go. I know how to read. Next Wednesday is Darren Friedel from Veterans Ride Therapy Project. Darren was on the show in April and will be on to talk about the progress of the bike they are giving away to a veteran who is having issues with PTSD. And then next Friday is Jerry Ann Saylor from Girls for Gunslingers. And so Jerry Ann Saylor will be on to talk about her new single that she is producing and when it will be released. She was on in the beginning of this month when she did the veteran-oriented cover of Hallelujah, like that really pretty song that kind of went viral. So yeah, she's going to be on the show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, right? I think so. Hopefully everyone else does too. Oh, and with that means it's time for our break. So, right. I'm such a fucking dork. I swear to God. It's so bad. But yeah. So we will be back in about 8 minutes. So
Whoop.
everyone get up,
Yeah.
stretch your legs, go pee.
Go pee.
The
You owe me a
important
fucking
one.
Coke. Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Damn it. All right. Well,
It's Friday night and I'm feeling low, and you're the reason that I do so. I'll keep on drinking till I comatose, or I pass out on the floor. You got me staring out the window, 8 hours late and you're a no-show. Where I'm from, let's call it no-go. I guess I should have known. I'm sleeping with one eye open, hoping you will make it home. You're always on my mind, but right here, right now, I'm better without you. I've had this for some time, but right now I know that I'm better on my own. Remember when we used to lay in bed and talk the night away? Today it feels like you have nothing left to say. I pack my bags and collect my things. Take what you want, but you can't have me. I'm keeping my heart under lock and key wherever I may roam. Sleeping with one eye open, hoping you will make it home. You're always on my mind, but right here, right now, I'm better without you. I've had this for some time, but right now I know that I'm better on my own. You and me are heading for a disaster, one I cannot ignore. I'm moving forward, you're moving backwards. I can't take anymore. So come on, you're always on my mind, but right here, right now, I'm better without you. You're always on my mind, but right here, right now, I'm better without you. I've had this for some time, but right now I know that I'm better on my own.
Broadcasting live from the basement of a Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
hi everybody, we're back. And I got Troy Gittings on. Hello, Troy.
Hey, hey, I didn't know when I was supposed to chime in.
Yeah, right now.
I'm new to this. Be gentle, it's my first time.
Oh, there's no being gentle.
Oh, damn it.
So thank you for coming on the show with us.
I'm glad. Thank you for asking me to be here. I'm very happy about it.
So fun story. We were supposed to give you like an on-air shout out from one of our listeners who has served with you. You would know him as Maxville.
Yes.
He says hello.
Well, hello, Daniel Maxville.
And
We share many memories.
And he was like, you guys need to be gentle with him. And then he was like, he's really witty. And I was like, the fuck? He needs to be gentle with us. Like, I can't fucking keep up with fucking sharp-witted people. Like, I can a couple days from now. I'll be like, oh, yeah, I got a perfect comeback. And then it's gone. Like, the moment's passed.
Well, tweet at me. I don't know if people tweet. I don't know what hip people do. That's just kind of what I've taken to. So you can tweet it to me later, and
right?
we can start some sort of faux Twitter war.
Right? That sounds awesome.
Okay, well, fantastic.
If it takes a couple days for me to get back to you, like, it's because I'm, outsourcing and being like, what should I say?
Awesome.
Yeah. So, I know you just got off of tour, with the, oh my God, now I'm blanking on it.
My blunt force peaks.
Yes, that.
That was it. Kind of. Say it's a tour, but it's just like me. Yes. But we're about to fire it back up. I think the last time we actually toured together was in the fall. Mm-hmm. But we're getting that back together. It's just a bunch of like-minded people. We feel like our comedy fits together, and it's a package deal because let's face it, I'm gonna be the first to admit it. I'm not a household name yet. Troy Gittings itself. So, we had me and a couple other really good comedians got together and we're like, if we package it as a show instead of someone in particular's name, that seems to, if you're unknown, it seems to kind of bring more people in from out of, if you go to a different city, so we just picked a double entendre. We're like, yeah, we could beat you to death or we're going to smoke you out real hardcore. Either way, you're going to have fun.
Right.
This sounds like a blast, right?
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
It depends on what type of night you're looking for. People go out looking for different things, I guess, Right. Like, oh, I want to duke it out or I don't know. Anyway.
But yeah, so I've listened to a couple of your stand-ups because YouTube is an amazing thing.
Oh yeah, it is, and it doesn't go away, does it?
No. So far I've been able to avoid it, so gonna try to keep that up.
Right.
But yeah, no, I was telling Cuffs earlier that this one part of one of your stand-ups where you were talking about your deployment, like your experience when you deployed in 2007, I was laughing my ass off. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, of course I can. I'm trying. So right now I'm dying. I'm like, what was the bit that she heard? What was? Do you remember any?
Well, one, just your time, when you had to come back into the Army after 9/11, and how you had to act. You were an NCO and you had to act as though you had deployed.
Okay, totally. Okay, all right. Yeah,
yes.
As soon as I asked you that, I was like, okay, I know what bitch she's talking about. And and so it was weird. I had I was in from 96 to 99, and I got deployed in Germany, and we didn't have any shooting wars. It was the Bosnia and Kosovo conflict, but not like any real hardcore combat. And but so when I came back in the Army, and I was pretty quickly promoted to sergeant, and a lot of these we're a new unit, so we're getting a lot of dudes straight out of basic, and I'm a sergeant. They just see my rank and they expect that geez, this was 2006. they figured if I'm a sergeant, I probably have been to combat. So they just, expected that of me. And I tried to maintain this, like, I've been places, boy, but I had to be combat, and what it was is this private, I was standing next to a staff sergeant. I was a buck sergeant, and this guy comes up and asks us both. And he's like, "Hey, sergeants, is it true? Is it true that you shit yourself when you're in combat?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, like what? I never even what?" And he's like, "I heard that everyone shits themselves." And I just kind of look at the sergeant who I knew had been in combat. I'm like, "What is his reply?" Because now I'm really worried. I don't want to poop. Who wants to poop themselves? Right?
That's a genuine concern. Like
it was very concerning to me. And he looks at this private without a beat. He doesn't even have to think about it for a second. He's like, "Oh, everybody shit theyself." Like, oh. No, I mean, like everybody, there's no excuses. Like I want to be the exception to this role. I was brokenhearted.
Man.
That's how this story starts out, and then it turns out, I was in some serious combat pretty early on, and one of the very first things I did right after contact, we'd had an IED incident, and the very first thing I did was check myself. Immediately. I'm like, "Dude, I didn't poop. I'm a winner."
Right? Yes.
There's got to be a medal or a ribbon or some sort of thing that you wear. Special tassel that you can hang from your beret. I don't know. There should be something like they can protect themselves,
right? But yeah, and then I think the part where like I lost my mind for a second was after you got like blown up, and somehow you weren't injured. Like bravo for you.
Yeah, it was a miracle.
Yeah, so someone or something was looking out for you, because like. The way he described it, like it was literally right in front of him. Like this IED went off in front of him. Yes. And he heard over the radio like, "Oh, Sergeant Gittings is dead."
And the amazing thing, that's all I heard for like an hour and a half. Like it was just this wee, this wee, and then I heard Sergeant Gittings is dead. And I'm like, "No, I'm not." And then I just went back to wee. I had to correct them really, really quickly. I was like, "No, I checked myself. I didn't poop, and I am very much alive. So y'all got to come get your hero for not pooping."
Right. Come get your miracle, Sergeant. What?
Yeah, right. Miracle Sergeant's on the sidewalk and has no idea what the hell's going on.
Friggin'
so
bad.
I like that. Miracle Sergeant. That might be the name of my first comedy album. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Miracle Sergeant.
Hey, look at me. I'm witty.
Hey, can I tell you guys a funny story that just happened?
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Okay, so I did a weekend of shows in Springfield, Missouri. It's about 2 hours from here. Great. If any of you ever find yourselves in Springfield, Missouri, it's called the Blue Room. It's inside Billiards, which is obviously a billiards hall, and it's wonderful. Staff is great, and
I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm from Kansas City, and I know exactly where you're talking about. You said Blue Room, right?
Yeah. So I
Awesome.
featured 3 nights in a row there this weekend. Friday and then 3 nights, 3 shows, one Friday and 2 Saturday, and it's awesome. And I was one of the first guys to headline there.
That's
But
awesome.
anytime he wants a feature, I do it. Because it's a great room and I love the place. But I was telling a story, and I can't share it. I can't share this one because it is going on an album soon. But
Don't want to give it away.
Let's suffice to say, the story is framed by my basic training experience. So
Okay.
that's the frame of it. But the joke is really about how my parents raised me. That's the crux of the joke. Like a drill sergeant asked me a question, and this, harsh truth about my upbringing comes out. Okay, and it is killed, and it is killed, and it is killed. And so I always pause and wait for the the laughter and the applause break, and then so they made me a sergeant. Right? So there's this nice pause, so I let them. And in that pause on Friday night in Springfield, Missouri, this guy stands up and says, "You're a dickhead. The Army rules." and storms out.
Oh
And we
my
call that
God.
walking somebody in the business. Yeah, and I was like, what do you do with that? So I was like, well, let's give it up for the Patriot. I mean, and he walked out, and I happened to have another friend of ours, Andy McCann, was there. Also, Daniel knows him. I shouldn't have said his name on air. If you have a wide following, you might get in trouble. Anyway, wasn't supposed to be here. But he goes and asks the guy, of course, he's like, yo, dude, what are you storming out? My bro's been in combat, man. What's your problem? What did you do when you were in? And this homeboy says, well, I never served.
What?
Right?
Mhm.
And here we are with America. This guy is getting upset because he thought I was making, I was joking about the Army, and then got mad and walked out. His wife later apologized to me, but I was just like, I mean, yeah, come on.
Right?
You guys are insane.
What just happened?
Right?
Like that would have been my response. Like, what?
Yeah, I was like, she said, she's like, well, he misunderstood your joke, and I'm like, obviously, water's
Apparently.
the sun rises in the east. What else? What else are you gonna tell me? It's raining. I mean,
Right.
so that was something that it's fun times. It's a neat thing to kind of process those things that have all happened. So.
Very nice. So, you said that you've got an album like in the works. When does that come out?
Well, the recording date, I've just been kind of orchestrating everything for a bit, and this is kind of what bugs me. But then another local comedian or regional comedian announced that he was recording an album, and I'm like, I don't want to do it right next to his because we have a lot of the same audience. So when I record that, I want it to be as many people in that room as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I backed mine up to October. I was going to do mine in August.
Okay.
And he's going to do his in July. So I'm going to do mine in October. I'm going to record mine in October, and it shouldn't take too long. It's not like a music album. You don't have too much to do to it before you can actually publish it. So it'll be ready in time for the Christmas holidays.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Make a perfect stocking stuffer for all your veterans and veteran friends.
Do you draw a lot of like your material from your time in the Army?
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah. I would say, a lot. I don't know I don't know if I can quantify it a lot, but I mean, enough to, people pick up on it. And I get a lot of fans from that. I mean, if you have a vet at all, generally at all, they identify with it, and I think that, what they said in the military, especially, I made the rank of sergeant, and when they teach you that, they're like, it's the shared hardship that kind of builds that, camaraderie more than anything else. And so I think, when I'm doing comedy and I let someone know, hey, man, I'm not just joking about the military. I've actually been in it and I've done that. Other vets feel this not instant kinship, but, they can identify with what I'm talking about a lot more and a lot easier, But again, I don't want to rely on it either. Like, I don't want to be like, I'm a vet, just think I'm funny. I really want to work for what I'm doing, but I'm not going to shy away from the fact that I'm a vet either, or my experience. I mean, that's what you have to do the comedy stuff that's true. That's what's funny is because, oh my God, that really happened. Yeah, that really happened. And that so.
So I just I got a message from D-Max actually right now. And he wants me to ask you what are your thoughts of May 17th? And I was like, well, what year? And he's like, oh, hell no.
Oh, 20, yeah, it was 10 years ago. Yeah, 2007, May 17th. So it was not too long ago. And that's what we were talking about. And he, I'll tell you this, and you know him obviously.
Mm-hmm. He's a great singer.
He was the driver in the vehicle I was in front of, and they were trying to get his ass. They were trying to get the vehicle. Obviously that was their tactics. The vehicle is more expensive, than two soldiers, which is disgusting in itself. But anyway, but he noticed, as we were making our way through this intersection, he was like, "Oh no, if I do that and when I stop, I'm going to stop right in the middle of this intersection, which is the wrong place to be."
Yeah.
So he stopped short of that, and they were just kind of timing it to when he would be in that intersection, and it happened to go off right behind me instead of underneath that vehicle. So he actually saved the day. If that's what he wants me to tell him, I mean, there's so much more. I think I already kind of went through,
sure.
And then later that day, I counted myself very fortunate. But I was extremely fortunate because just a few minutes later, a couple of blocks over, someone from second platoon, they weren't so lucky. That truck got hit. There's casualties and a death. Gaudier was his name, and actually D-Max put on. I saw on Facebook his Gaudier's likeness, I guess, or whatever, was on a NASCAR car on Memorial Day.
Oh, wow.
And it may not have been a NASCAR. It was a race car. I know this. I'm not a big racer guy. I know I'm from Arkansas. I should totally be that.
Right? You kind of should.
Sorry to break this stereotype. But, so he and then a few hours after that, we were all kind of doing our debrief after the events of the day back on the fob, and 2 mortar rounds hit, and that killed a dude and sent like 7 or 8 others, I don't know, 3 or 4 others home, but wounded 7 or 8, really badly. And I was closer to both explosions than anyone else, and I survived. And so that, that's what I have to say about May 17th. It was a day that I'm just like, oh my God, I really want to try to do something substantial with my life. I was given multiple opportunities. If there's a God, he was like, God, how many more signs do I have to give you? Do something good.
Right.
And I don't know if I am, but I think I am. I'm a teacher, and I'm doing comedy, and that's the therapy for me, and it makes other people laugh. And if there's ever been a time in my lifetime that people need to laugh, I think it's right now. There's a lot of division and crazy shit going on. Let's all get together and have a couple of drinks and joke about it, and realize we're more alike than we are different,
Yeah, definitely.
So now, out of curiosity, Minx and I were talking earlier before you came on about the VA, and I'm kind of curious. Do you have any experience with the VA, negative, positive, or do you just not go to the VA at all?
No, I did. I did immediately after separation, and I'm kind of lucky because I've heard nightmares. All my brothers, we're most of us, we're all in contact. All the most of the boys that I went with. And I've heard their horror stories, and so maybe I just have a good regional office, and it happens to be in the same town I live in, so travel's not a problem for me. And at first it was excellent, and I got out in 2008, but I think a lot of vets got out after 2008.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of gotten bogged down. So it's harder to get a timely, to get something scheduled in a timely manner, and et cetera, et cetera. But when I first got back, oh man, I went nuts, and I didn't really think that would happen to me. The PTSD really hit me hard, and I got into therapy, and it was top notch. I mean, I was able to kind of function again in reality in pretty short order, and they were really good to me. They tried to put me on medication at the beginning, and I immediately told them that that's not what I wanted, and they were, except for one person, they were really cool with that, and they kind of saw that I kind of knew myself better than they did, and let me do talk therapy, and that really worked out.
Yeah.
but it's gotten bogged down, the system, and and that's unfortunate. I think that there's not a soul that I've met in that hospital that wants to screw me over. They just don't have the resources. They just don't have the time, and they're depending on volunteers to do a lot of their work, and it's that's just sad. That's not that volunteers aren't important. They are, but if we're taking care of our veterans, I think we can do a whole hell of a lot better by them.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to blame the VA. I'm really not. I'm
Yeah.
going to blame their funding, and the people that are in it are I think are trying to give the best that they can. They're just so overwhelmed. But I've had but that's to me talking. I've had a fairly good experience, so I might be a little I think I'm really fortunate for that. But I've heard the horror stories, and I just know that it just needs to be far more funded, and better prepared for the care that we need, and the care that are the generation before us. My father was a Vietnam vet. They got nothing compared to what the this new generation of combat veterans have gotten, and that's a pittance. We can do a lot better. We can do a lot better by our veterans.
Yeah, most
As a nation.
definitely.
So what is next for Troy Gittings?
Well, I'm doing a considerable amount of touring this summer. I'm also getting ESL certified, but that's to my school has been begging me to do this for 4 years, and I was like, okay, if it ever matches my schedule, and so it did. And so like next week, today was my last day teaching school for the summer, right?
Oh, what do you teach? Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I teach senior English at Bentonville High School.
Fun.
In Bentonville, Arkansas, which is the capital of Walmart. If you're fans of Walmart.
Woo woo.
I
Yes.
mean, I went by there
Wally
today.
World.
Oh, yeah. So I'm doing that. So I'm going to the ESL Academy, but then after that, like 2 weeks later, I'm gonna be basically on the road with a few intermittent times at home for 6 weeks solid, which is the first time I've really toured that hardcore, and I'm excited 1 minute and I'm terrified the next. Because I'm going on tour with Blunt Force again. Where my friend Chad and we're picking up another comedian to go with us, and we're doing that for a few weeks, and then I'm going on tour with my friend Tim Northern, and so I'm going to be featuring for someone on tour. So it's going to be the first time I've gone on tour and kind of played, the second fiddle. It's not even my tour. It's not Blunt Force. It wasn't Troy Gittings. It never was Troy Gittings. It was Blunt Force. But, I always kind of got the headline, There were a couple of instances that I didn't. Someone else felt like they wanted to. And I was like, all right, yeah, cool. Yeah, get the more time, But this is something that I didn't do. I was just asked to join. And not being in charge is a weird thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing that. And that takes me out through the end of July. And then like a week later, I go back to school. So that's neat, though. I'm really booked. But at the same time, I'm like, man, aren't you supposed to just lay out and get really drunk and really tan for 6 weeks? Isn't that what summer break's all about?
Right? And then it's like, oh, no, wait, I'm an adult. Fuck.
Right. No, I got to go work. I got to do things. Yeah.
Damn it.
All right.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is really awesome.
Yeah, it should be fun. I look forward, like I said, last year I really got a taste for what it was, to be on the road for more than, just 2 or 3 nights in a row. And, of course, there are terrible aspects to it. There's no place like home. You don't have all the things that you need.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, damn it, I forgot that one shirt. That one shirt would be so great for tonight, or whatever. But in the end, you get closer because you share these hardships with these people that you're like you do in the military. They're going through that, and it sucks, driving for 6 hours and then, go sit in some crap hotel for like 3 more hours before you have to go to the show, and you're tired as hell, and you know. Anyway, but you gotta get yourself up for the show, and you somehow do it, and it's amazing, and it's super fun, and of course it's comedy, so you know who doesn't have fun doing that?
Right.
I know a couple, but I know a couple people who are just always miserable. But come on in.
So I know, like, on your bio that we've got on you, you mentioned chili dogs a lot, and so I had to ask, like, what is your obsession with chili dogs?
Okay, I have
like,
to
is
say,
there a story?
that I absolutely love that. Like, I think I reposted. I don't even know how it happened, but I saw on social media that someone reacted to maybe the invite to this show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know, but someone's like, I gotta know, what's your favorite chili dog? And I'm like, man, I can't tell you where, but I can tell you a style. And I think that's awesome because I really do. Just like comedy, this came from real life. I do love chili dogs. My dad took me when I was a little kid. We were living in Georgia, and he's like, man, we've got to go to this hot dog stand. They make the best conies in the world. And I didn't know what a coney was. Like, what the fuck's a coney? You know, I knew them as chili dogs. You know.
Oh, that's what a
you know,
coney
because
is?
we lived in the South, right? A coney's a chili dog.
Oh.
And I don't know. I'm
Whoops.
not a chili dog historian, but I think that's where, you know, the Coney. It was Coney Island. You know, it was like it's an amusement park in New York, right? And so that's where they made the original chili dog, and they called it a coney. So I guess the same thing depending. I mean, if you're a Yankee, you call it a coney. In the South, we call it a chili dog. But they're freaking delicious.
Yes.
My first thing that I would eat when I was a little kid, and I was so picky, like hot dogs were my jam.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then like I said, when I was lived in Georgia, living in Georgia as a little kid, like 7, 8, maybe 8, my dad and he was a very convincing person. They're the best chili dogs, the best conies in the whole world, and and we gotta go. This guy, blah. And so we go, and they're chili dogs. I was like, oh, that's what he meant. I was like, the whole time, I'm like, what the hell's a coney? I'm not eating that.
Right? Mm-mm.
No, I mean, because I was a picky kid. I ate like 5 things. I ate like cheese pizza, like hot dogs, you know, Cheerios, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
and so,
no.
but, you know, I had one, and I was like, oh my God. And that was it. And then I think later on in my life, not too long after that, my brother made some like chili and he squirted mustard and put like just raw chopped white onions on it, on the chili. I was like, that's it. That's the type of chili I want on my hot dog. So to answer the asker's question, is any good chili on a dog that has raw white onions and mustard on it. Those are my favorite. But yeah, I could eat one right now. I can see why you guys get hungry.
Like during our show? Yeah.
Yeah, for the chili dog.
Mm-hmm.
I can do a chili dog, but dude, I cannot do onions. I can't do the texture. It grosses me out.
No,
I can't do it.
I had this discussion. I can't do bell peppers in anything.
Oh, you can't?
Yeah, no bell peppers.
So that limits me for a lot of like gourmet foods. I mean, people put bell peppers, celery, and onions in everything.
Yes.
So if you don't like one of the 3 of those, you are blocked out of trying crab cakes, for example.
Right. Oh.
You can't have crab cakes without bell peppers or celery usually. You know, so
onions.
But yeah, I get it. No, I mean, like I'm not going to diss you for hating onions. I get it. I happen to like them. And people do the same thing, like, but peppers are so sweet. Bell peppers are. And I'm like, you know what? Go choke yourself.
Right? Go away.
Yes. No one wants to hear that. I mean, because I would love it. Like, I wish I did like them. You know, I really do. It's like I don't hate bell peppers because, I mean, they're beautiful. Number one, you have all different colors, right? So you can spice up a dish color-wise with it. You can cut them in multiple different ways. And most people think they're delicious. And I'm like, I wish I did like bell peppers. I don't. I can't stand them.
It took me until I was 25 to to try them, and then I was like, oh, okay, these are good. But
Right?
it was like the guy I was dating at a time. He made me dinner, and I was like, I don't like bell peppers, and he was like, you're gonna eat them, and I was like, you can't make me.
No.
But then
I would have broke up with him right then. That day would have went well between me and him.
But then he did make me. So, and here
So
I
how'd that
am.
work out, though?
Huh?
How'd that work out, that relationship? Are you still dating?
No, not at
Yeah.
all.
See, because he forced bell peppers on you.
He forced food on me.
You can't do that. You cannot force food on a person. My son is teaching me that. I'm being very patient with that.
How old's your son?
He's 11. He's 11.
11.
He walked by earlier and he opened the sliding glass door to go outside and he was real quiet about it because I told him, I was like, I'm doing this radio interview. And he's being
That's
super like,
awesome.
oh, this is big. Dad's going big time. He's on the radio.
Right? Hell yeah, we're big
And I
time.
am. What
But-
happened? I'm sorry.
Oh, I said, oh hell yeah, we're big time.
Yes, yeah. I'm very
Right?
excited.
We're
Excited.
important. But yeah.
Oh goodness.
But it's about that time for our second break. So Troy, thank you so much for joining us on the air tonight. Had a
Well,
great
you're absolutely
time
welcome.
talking.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yes, I really look forward to like seeing more YouTube videos of your upcoming tour. And
Hey, in the meantime, you guys can follow me on Twitter. I'm Troy Gittings 18, and I'm a ray of fucking sunshine on that.
awesome.
Oh boy, it's nothing but inspiration after inspirational tweet after inspirational tweet.
Amazing.
Awesome. Hey,
You're gonna
dude,
have to do
stick around for a minute. I don't know if Mom has something she wants to talk to you about, but
Okay.
before we cut out, just stick around for a minute
But
for
yeah.
us.
I sure will. Yeah.
All right, everyone. We'll be back in about 8 minutes. So go ahead, get you something to drink, and yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't.
Just push me out the way. I'm not the one who's gonna be your easy This is my world. It was my everything. Now that it's gone, I'm left here to say, just let it go. Be strong, stand up to it, and make it happen. Just let it go. You need someone to bust down. You need to bury us. I need 6 feet in the ground. I think that's all I have. Just a single heart in mine. Not your time. When it wakes you wrong. This is not your own. It belongs to me. This is not your plan. So set it free.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
We're back. So,
Hello.
hi. I did it. I pushed all the buttons correctly. Look at me go. Everyone
Wait, we're
who's...
not on mute, right?
No. Oh, we're
Okay.
not. I have...
Sorry. I had to be
No,
smart
no,
ass.
you're fine. I have such a problem with that. Like, I constantly forget. And then I'm like, normally, then everything starts blowing up and it's like, we can't hear you. And it's like, I don't know what to do with my hands right now. I just fuck my life. But yeah. But yeah, so if
Yeah,
you are
he was
still
awesome.
here, thank you so much for sticking with us.
Yeah.
Troy Gittings was awesome. Freaking
Yes, he was. Good guy.
yes, very, very good. It was a good time.
I wish I would have known he was in fucking Springfield. I would have made it's only fucking 3.5 hours from where I live. I would have made the trip down to check him out.
I think he said that he's got some shows coming up there soon. So you should
Well,
do
he said
it.
he said he had 3 shows in a row, and I
Mhm.
think they were last week. So I don't
Oh.
know. Yeah, I think they've already come and gone.
Well, now you're going to have to make sure you keep an eye out for him.
I have patience. Sometimes.
Right? Sometimes. So I know while we were talking with our guest, some exciting shit has been going down in Orlando. Multiple Central Florida law enforcement agencies responding to Orlando International Airport on reports of shooting in Terminal A rental car area. That's all I know. That I clicked on people are laughing about this.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Like I'm
Oh,
watching.
hold on, let me bring up the video. Who's laughing?
I don't fucking know.
If they're friends, you can see their faces when they do
Yeah.
their little emoji things.
Yeah.
So if any of those are my friends, I'm gonna fuck your shit up.
But yeah, I'm watching like a live feed right now, and
I thought you were talking about our feed. I'm sorry. Never
No.
mind.
I mean, I don't fucking know if people are laughing at me or not. Like, I mean, if they are, I understand. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and I don't have any. Latest is gunman is contained but not in custody. What does that mean? Excuse me, sir. What does that mean?
Contained but not in custody.
Right? You're a cop. What does that mean? Like they know.
Well, contained.
who
He's
he
contained to a
is?
certain area.
Okay.
He's contained to a certain area in the airport. They just don't have him detained,
say,
so he's
break
not
it-
cuffed.
Break it down for me, because I'm
Yeah,
fucking
he's
retarded.
he's in a certain area of the airport, and they have him locked down in that certain area of the airport. They just do not have him actually detained.
Suspect is speaking with crisis negotiator. As of almost 30 minutes ago. Please report only confirmed info is what Orlando PD has tweeted out. But yeah, it says that he briefly shut down a portion of Orlando International Airport. Like you would think they would, more than briefly shut it down.
Yeah.
Like if you have an active shooter, I don't know, shut it down until the situation is no longer there. Maybe I don't fucking know.
That to me that would be the smart idea, but then again, I'm not a cop anymore, and I was
mean-
just an MP, so I don't fucking know how the civilians do it. So
I'm not in law
whatever.
enforcement, but that seems
Doesn't sound right.
right. Because like I wouldn't want to go to a fucking airport and be like, oh, there's an active shooter here? Oh, good. Yes. No, I'm not going to be here. And again, just it's not going to happen. I choose life. Fuck that bullshit.
Choose life.
I do. Just,
Man, like you said, today has been an extremely slow day for news. Fucking fuck.
Oh, so you know that picture that I sent into one of our station chats? It was so that chick Kathy Griffin, who has become like irrelevant as of I don't fucking know 20 years ago. She apparently did a photo shoot where she decapitated and then was holding the severed head
Wait,
of
Kathy Griffin? Yes, okay, say the name again
Kathy
and give
Griffin.
me...
Hey,
And
relaxing,
who,
Evans.
how would I know?
This.
Oh,
We're fighting back.
what the fuck just happened? I don't know if
What
anyone
did you
else fucking
do?
heard that.
I didn't hear shit.
Taking Jelenia. When I first heard about Jelenia,
Nope, that's fucking ads. I
I was interested.
What
Then my
is
doctor told me
going
how
on?
others on Jelenia are doing.
He said only Jelenia can go.
That's enough.
Someone
All of this bullshit can stop.
Someone just said, you said that's a bad word.
Oh, what's a bad word? Fuck?
I don't know, but what I have to say to that is fuck that.
Cunt. And bitch, what are you gonna do? I have buttons, you don't. No,
Did you
just
get all
kidding.
your buttons figured out?
I don't know. I think an ad in one of my mini windows that I've had stories pulled up on, one of them had something on there. So I'm gonna try this again.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. So anyways, yes, so this Kathy Griffin hooker, there it is. She, like I said, she'd posted a photo shoot of her where she was holding what looked like President Trump's bloody severed head, which
Oh, I see it. No, I just Googled it. Yep, I found it.
yeah. So she apologized,
Yeah, I see that article. What a twat.
which I think
Was it sincere or was it so she didn't lose a
tweeted it.
fan
She
base?
said, "I am sorry. I went too far. I was wrong." I mean, at least she fucking admits that what she did was fucked up. Like, I don't care what your political views are, if you approve of Trump or not. He is our president. You don't have to agree with everything he says. However, holding up a severed head of his, however artistic that may be, fuck your art. Like, there's a line and you fucking crossed it.
That's not art.
And like, in my head, if someone had done that with, I don't know, fucking President Obama, like, if they did that with like his head, could you imagine the fucking like shitstorm that would happen? Ridiculous. Let's see. She says she went too far when she appeared in a brief video Tuesday holding what looked like President Donald Trump's bloody severed head. The comic posted a video later Tuesday apologizing for the video image, saying that it was, quote, too disturbing and wasn't funny. Well, no fucking shit, dumbass. The first video showed a straight-faced Griffin slowly lifting the bloody head. She originally described the project with photographer Tyler Shields as a, quote, artsy-fartsy statement, mocking the commander-in-chief. Griffin says in her apology video that she has asked the photographer to remove the images and begs her fans for forgiveness. Griffin says she made a mistake, went too far, and was wrong. Publicists for Griffin and Shields did not respond to requests for comment Tuesday from the Associated Press. I mean, again, at least you fucking admitted you were wrong.
Yeah, but please remove all the images, and the first thing that pops up is the image. But then again, once people like TMZ get a hold of it, it ain't going nowhere.
Right. So bad. So
Have
bad.
fun with that.
Ugh. So bad.
Have fun with that.
Right? And again, just more stuff that I don't care about. Like, there's a bunch of shit from Huffington Post. You're fake news. Go away, hookers.
What? I've got some more
Hmm.
articles. Okay, so you pick.
Oh.
Either A, we got two. We got one, Army moves closer to its first execution in more than 50 years, or friend of fallen soldier shows up to his funeral in a ridiculous dress to honor him. You pick.
I feel like execution.
Execution it is. All right, so this is coming from Task and Purpose. So, Army moves closer to its first execution in 50 years, and this was written as of today. So, convicted serial rapist and murderer Ronald Gray moved a step closer to death earlier this month when an Army court dismissed the latest attempt to hold off his execution. A 9-judge panel in the Army Court of Criminal Appeals on May 9th unanimously denied Gray's petition to have his conviction and death sentence vacated. Yeah, right. Gray, who made numerous appeals through his lawyers since his conviction during a Fort Bragg court-martial in 1988, filed the petition in the Army court earlier this year, after a federal judge in another court ruled that a stay of execution, first granted in November 2008, was no longer in effect and denied Gray's request to further block the military from moving forward with the death sentence. God damn, this dude just doesn't want to die. Gray has been confined at the good old USDB, the United States Army Disciplinary Barracks at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, since he was sentenced to death. Former resident of Fairlane Acres near Bonnie Doon in Fayetteville, which I'm assuming they're talking about Fayetteville, North Carolina. He served as an Army cook before he was convicted in a series of rapes and murders in Fayetteville and Fort Bragg more than 25 years ago. His crimes were committed in 1986 and 1987 on Fort Bragg and near Fairlane Acres Mobile Home Park off Santa Fe Drive.
I wonder...
Gray killed...
Sorry, keep going.
Gray killed cab driver Kimberly Ann Ruggles, Army Private Laura Lee Vickery Clay, Campbell University student Linda Jean Coates, and Fairlane Acres resident and soldier's wife Tammy Wilson, and raped several other women. How is this dude not dead already? What the fuck?
Solitary.
Solitary.
But okay, so wait, you said that this happened in 86, correct?
It happened over the course 86 and 87. This dude should have died a decade. Fuck that shit. This dude should have died a long fucking time ago.
I mean,
Fuck solitary.
I agree, 110%, but I can't miss on the opportunity to call someone old. So I wonder if ICE remembers this happening, because let's face it, he was probably stationed at Bragg in 86 and 87, because he's old. So, yeah. Like him and like Uncle Pie, because he's no longer mysterious since I've met him, but like they're both like, you know, older. I think Ice is older, mostly because I'm pretty sure he was around during like the Civil War and the Revolutionary War, and you know, the French Revolution. But that's neither here nor there. But I'm pretty sure he was stationed at Bragg It's sometime in like 86 or 87. So I wonder if he was there.
I have no clue. The army, well, the army actually, I mean, yeah, it is big, but when you think about it, it is a small community, but I have no idea where he was stationed.
I think
So,
it was Bragg.
I'm not, you'll have to ask him. I have no clue.
Right. I wonder if
You wonder if what?
if I antagonize someone enough, if they'll call in.
Go for it.
Right? I don't know though. But keep going.
In addition to the death, okay, wait. So wait. What were you saying? You said something about solitary. So
Well, yeah. I mean, and that I think that would be the only way. For no other prisoners to get to him to where he's survived this long. Because we're talking 31 years.
Yeah, no, that's not what I was talking about. I'm talking about this motherfucker should have been put to death by our government years ago.
Not with
Fuck the inmates.
Not with how the appeals process goes, and especially death penalties. Like those cases take a long time.
Yeah, I understand that, which is why it's been 50 fucking years.
Or 31. I'm not that old. I was born in 86.
No.
God damn it.
It says Army moves closer to its first execution in more than 50 years. So that's what I was getting at.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know how the Army judicial system works as far as what constitutes the death penalty for them. Like, let's face it, like, we've got soldiers who have killed other soldiers, and they don't get that. So I don't know what constitutes getting the death penalty, And so the Army to have given it out to him, and then, it's taken this long, like there's a reason why.
Yeah, there's a reason why, and it's because he's looking for every possible way out, and he's looking for sympathy from somebody. And obviously he's not getting it. And a prime example of somebody who deserves the death penalty and under the Uniform Code of Military Justice deserves to be lined up and shot would be fucking Bergdahl. Case in fucking point. I mean, and that's just my opinion.
Oh.
That's just my opinion. Someone in the chat said Bradley Manning. I mean, that I would have to look a little further into. But I mean, that got completely out of hand. But anyways, so in addition to the death sentence handed down by the military court, he also received 8 life sentences from civilian courts, including 3 to be served consecutively. The case has lingered in the courts for more than 8 years since President George W. Bush approved Gray's execution in 2008. All military executions must be approved by the president. But
okay. Well,
late
there we
last
go.
year, too easy, right? But late last year, a federal U.S. District Court judge in Kansas removed the stay, months after the same court dismissed a petition for relief filed by Gray. So I don't understand how a U.S. District Court judge can trump what a fucking president orders. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Military executions are approved by a president. Okay, you are a fucking low-level district court judge in the state of Kansas, and you can fucking overturn that? I'm done talking about it. It's making me mad. It's making me mad. So, yeah, I think that's fucked up. So, that's that story.
I apparently picked the wrong story.
Yeah, apparently you did. You don't want to hear about some fucking dude? Oh, don't look at me like that. I'm fucking with you.
I didn't give you any look. I feel like you're yelling at
anyways,
me.
It sounds like I'm yelling at you.
Yeah, I feel like you're yelling at me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'll lower my voice. I'm talking on like a phone. It may as well be a phone. So sorry.
Apparently, Daddy Ice was never in the French Revolution. I don't believe him.
Bummer.
I don't. He says that. I think he's just hiding his age. It's okay. We know. It's okay. We know. But yeah. So you had another story, right?
Yeah. Memorial Day is an American holiday, but our military, this is in. So the title of it. Friend of fallen soldier showed up to his funeral in this ridiculous dress to honor him. So this is in England, I believe. Memorial Day is an American holiday, but our military rarely acts unilaterally. Fuck. With that in mind, it is appropriate to acknowledge the brave men and women everywhere who have died in the fight for freedom. This piece is in commemoration of a Private Kevin Elliott and the lengths to which his friend Barry D. We're going to go with D. Went to honor his memory back in 2009. The image taken at the funeral captured an unusual display of grief. The dress is what catches most people's attention. Delaney and Elliot had agreed that Delaney would wear a dress to Elliot's funeral if he was killed in action, and Elliot was. The Scottish soldier. Sorry, Scottish, not English. The Scottish soldier was killed by the Taliban in Afghanistan. So there's a photo of them carrying his coffin. Then Elliot, a Black Watch infantryman, served in Helmand Province, Afghanistan. On leave, he had told some of his friends that the fight against the Taliban had been harder than anyone expected and that the area was rigged with booby traps. I confided his fear and told him he didn't think he'd come back alive. Delaney had promised Elliot that if he died, he'd wear a dress to his funeral. And in the photo, it shows him wearing a very skimpy, skanky, neon yellow, like club dress with pink socks, and everybody else is wearing like their dress blues.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty awesome picture. So that's
I remember
that.
I remember when that picture first came out.
Oh, so this is an old story. Old news, my bad.
Well, you said it is back in 2009.
No, this article was published in 2017.
Yeah, no, that I remember that picture.
So where this piece
ago.
is a commemorative. Oh, okay, okay, yeah, you're right. They just rewrote it in 2017. Mm-hmm. Old news. Sorry, folks. Fuck me.
Not old news is a Navy SEAL was killed in a New Jersey parachuting incident. He lived in Mesa County. So Grand Junction, Colorado. We have confirmed that a Navy SEAL killed during a parachuting incident was from Mesa County. Voting records indicate Navy SEAL Petty Officer First Class Remington J. Peters, 27, fell to his death in New Jersey during a Fleet Week demonstration over the Memorial Day weekend. He was part of the parachuting team called the Leapfrogs. Apparently he went to school in Mesa County, which is in Colorado, I guess, right? I don't... Spokesperson with School District 51 confirmed Peters graduated from Grand Junction High School in 2008. The same year, he reportedly enrolled in the military. Associated Press reports officials are investigating why his parachute malfunctioned. The Leapfrog team posted to Facebook Tuesday saying the members of the United States Navy parachute team, the Leapfrogs, would like to honor our teammate and friend, Petty Officer First Class Remington Remy Peters. You'll be sorely missed, brother. Oh, that's sad.
Well, thoughts out to his family. That's a bummer.
And then, apparently we're getting froggy back with North Korea. U.S. conducts successful missile intercept test, Pentagon says. The U.S. military successfully shot down a mock nuclear warhead simulating the speed and range of a potential North Korean intercontinental ballistic missile, the Pentagon's Missile Defense Agency said Tuesday. In a statement, the agency said an unarmed rocket launched from the Marshall Islands in the Pacific Ocean was, quote, destroyed, unquote, by a ground-based interceptor launched from the Vandenberg Air Force Base in Southern California as it traveled outside Earth's atmosphere. The successful test was the first of its kind in nearly 3 years. It came 2 days after North Korea tested a Scud-type ballistic missile that landed in Japan's maritime economic zone in the Sea of Japan. This system is vitally important to the defense of our homeland, and this test demonstrates that we have a capable, credible deterrent against a very real threat, said MDA Director Vice Admiral Jim Searing? I don't know. I am incredibly proud of the warfighters who executed this test and who operate this system every day. While Tuesday's test wasn't designated with the expectation of an imminent North Korean missile threat, the military will closely look for progress towards the state goal of being able to reliably shoot down a small number of ICBMs, so intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? Yeah, maybe, targeting the U.S. The Pentagon is thirsting for a success story amid growing fears about North Korea's escalating capability. Personally, I don't know if I'm super fearful, though, about North Korea, because they don't really know what they're doing. Everything they seem to test fails.
Epic failure.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, that's me. But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Weird, strange times.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's,
I'm running out of news articles, dear.
I know, right? Fucking shit. Let's see. Apparently 3 girls are dead. In Utah. Oh no, this is sad.
I saw you laughing. I'm like, wait a minute, why are you laughing at 3 girls dead in Utah?
Because I laugh at inappropriate times. That's how I deal with shit. I don't fucking. I'm a terrible person. Like,
Nah.
no, I mean, but I am. Salt Lake City, a 4-year-old girl, her mother, and a Good Samaritan died in Utah after the child fell from a rock and was swept away in cold, fast-moving river, and several people jumped in to help her, authorities said Tuesday. No, fuck me and names. London Dedoy, had been playing with her mother on Memorial Day near Bridal Veil Falls when she fell. Her mother, Brenda, and 5 other people tried to save the girl, Utah County Sheriff Sergeant Spencer Cannon said. The body of the child was found Tuesday about a mile down the Provo River. Gloria and Sean Zachary methane, 30, were found about 3 miles down the river, about 45 miles south of Salt Lake City. Both of them died at a hospital. And the deaths came amid warnings from officials around the state urging people to be careful around the rivers that are high, fast, and icy as warm spring temperatures melt heavy snow that fell in the Utah mountains. Cannon said the Provo River temperature was 45 degrees and it was moving about 4 to 7 miles per hour, which is a really bad combination. Like, I don't know if anyone's like really familiar with like water and how fast it fucking moves, but like 4 to 7 miles, like that's faster than most people can fucking swim. And so it's moving at like a rapid pace, and with it being 45 degrees, friggin' there's no way.
Yeah, that's sad.
Right? Fuck. Sad stories. If anyone remembers Olivia Newton-John, apparently she has breast cancer and it has spread. The 68-year-old singer shared on Tuesday that the back pain that initially caused her to postpone the first half of her concert tour has turned out to be breast cancer that has metastasized to the sacrum. Oh, fuck. So the sacrum, that is pretty much like your tailbone. So she's going to natural wellness therapies, which I don't know what those are, and also do a short course of photon radiation therapy. She was diagnosed with breast cancer in 1992. 2007, she talked about her decision to undergo chemo despite initially considering foregoing it. Yeah. So I guess maybe it went into remission and now it's back. I don't know. But she's been fighting this for a long time. That's the fact that it metastasized though, that's not good.
Yep, that's definitely no bueno. No bueno at all.
Apparently some men were probing into Ivanka Trump brands in China. Some are arrested and others are missing. The fuck did that? Shanghai. A man investigating working conditions at a Chinese company that produces Ivanka Trump brand shoes has been arrested and 2 others are missing. The arrested man's wife and an advocacy group said on Tuesday. Oh, God, I'm not even going to try with these names. Like, there's no way. But anyways, one guy was accused of illegal surveillance. And, yeah, and this wife was told that she didn't need to know the details, only that she would not be able to see, speak with, or receive money from her husband, who is the family's breadwinner, apparently. I'm so glad I don't live in China. Fuck that.
I like where I live. I dig it.
But yeah.
Yep, that's just my opinion. That's all I got.
So apparently there's this new chick who's we're dubbing her Jane Burke. She released a video. I'm not even gonna say her name because you hear one John Burke video or you see it or whatever, you hear him fucking, what's the right word? I don't know. Fucking causing a fucking ruckus. Like the fucking bull in a china shop that he fucking is. And
yeah.
I don't like him. sue me.
I've watched maybe one or two of his videos, and I was not a fan at all.
But yeah, so apparently there's this chick who sounds just like him, except she's got a really annoying accent. Who I don't even know. She sent out a video, like all these internet like celebrity fucking veterans are all coming out with their fucking woodworks with Memorial Day, and you know, making videos bashing other veterans when they're like, you know, oh, don't thank me, it's not Veterans Day. It's like, okay, I understand where you're coming from, but you know, you can go about it a nicer way than like yelling at a civilian not to thank you, you know? Like I get that
Yeah.
point. But you know, at the same time, you like, why would you call out your brothers and sisters in arms like that and be like, you know, you're a bad veteran? Well, fuck you. Like, who died and made you the fucking authority on like all things fucking veteran and like what's acceptable and not, you know? Like,
Yeah.
why would you do that? And like she started off going, and almost immediately I was just like, nobody fucking cares what you have to say. Like, we've heard it all before. Nobody fucking cares. You're annoying. Stop
And you know,
talking.
back to that the bad veteran thing and what you were mentioning just then. And I'm sure you've seen it, and Red Leg kind of touched on it last night. I mean, he had never deployed. I don't know how many other staff members from the station haven't deployed, but I'm one of them. And I've had people ask me about my time in, and they ask me if I deployed, and I tell them no. And I've gotten some really shitty responses. Like, I had somebody actually ask me if I was a service member because I didn't deploy. Like, I signed the dotted line, which actually I didn't sign anything. It was a thumbprint, and I raised my
Right.
fucking right hand. And yeah, I served my country. No, I didn't deploy. Did I want to deploy and put my life on the line? Yeah, that's why I did it. I didn't do it because it was, you know, pom poms, cheerleaders, and ooh, hip hip hooray. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people that judge people for shit like that, and it's fucked up. I think. I mean, you do what you can, and people like her have
We
a
are
special
learning
place
more
in hell.
today about Tiger Woods' arrest on suspicion.
Shit. Sorry. I don't know if anyone else heard that, but a fucking ad was going. Oh, I missed a call. Oh, no. So, let's try to get this guy back on the phone. Maybe.
Hello.
WTF Nation Radio, you're on the air. Who's this?
You get 3 guesses.
Well, your name says like 5 different names.
Oh, does it? That's
Yeah.
Gray Cloud.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Who is it?
It's Grey Cloud.
Oh, what's up?
I heard your, I don't know how late it was in the conversation or how delayed it was, but I heard your previous caller talking about joining service and not deploying, but they still joined and they were having an issue with it, or somebody else was having an issue with it.
Oh.
That was me speaking, and I don't have an issue with not I have an issue with not deploying because it's what I wanted to do, but I've had other people, civilians, that had issues with me not deploying.
Yeah.
So
here's my take on that, and I agree with you because I caught the part where you're saying you still raised your right hand and swore an oath to this Constitution, and by God, that's all it is. Look at all the fucking assholes who want to talk shit or be fucking snowflakes who don't have the audacity or the intestinal fortitude to fucking do what we do or did. So you made the oath. You took it. Fuck
Amen.
them.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, amen. Okay, I feel good. Thanks. Thank you, Great Cloud.
So, and it sucks because it sucks for some people because they get that cycle where they don't uh, get a chance to deploy because of the mission, or their MOS that they're in requires them to do something else or be some specialties. Or you got guys who legitimately get fucked up before we went to war, and they're a 79 Romeo for their whole career because that's all they can do. And so it really drives at my heart that there are people that want to talk shit about that. Now, the ones that fucking piss me off are the sergeant first classes and the master sergeants who fucking hide out at the whole time when we're looking for the op tempo to come down on us, and it's not. And you see them fuckers hide out at like field offices where in the line of work I'm in, and or headquarters commands that never fucking go anywhere. Fuck those assholes.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I've got to say about that.
that was my last E7. I don't refer to her as her rank because she's a pay grade. Obviously, you know, being an E7, she'd been in, you know, longer than me, but had dodged every deployment that came her way.
Wow.
Yeah. I had no respect for that woman.
How did she manage that? Become pregnant every time around? Find an excuse? She was hurt? What?
Fuck, I don't know. I didn't like her. I didn't fucking ask her. She was a bitch.
Well, she got what she wanted, so good for her, I guess.
Yeah, no, we're pretty sure. I had in the first unit I was in, we're pretty sure that the one female soldier in our section intentionally got pregnant. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to intentionally get pregnant.
It's really not though. It's really not. You can time that shit.
We had one. We had one in my unit. It was before I got to my unit. So I got to my unit as they were coming back from Afghanistan, and she had stayed. She stayed in the rear, and she was getting ready to have the baby as they were coming back. And I heard multiple stories about that little hooker and her ways of getting out of that deployment. And I mean, if it were me, I would have begged to go on the deployment. I mean, that's why I enlisted, you know. And then you get people like this that are enlisting and wanting to serve their country, and then they're dodging everything they possibly can. They don't want to go to the field. They don't want to deploy. Why are you here? Go home. Why did you do this? It doesn't make sense.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I hope not.
No, you're not.
I mean, not all of us can go to the field, okay? I'm sorry I was medac.
No, I'm saying
God,
dodging.
I'm
saying
sorry.
Dodging going to the field. I'm not saying your MOS is different. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about bitches that dodge going to the field. Oh, I need to go to sick call. I don't feel good. Oh, I think I'm pregnant. I'm not talking about a specific MOS that doesn't go to the field.
Bitch.
So, yeah. Pump on the brakes there, killer.
Gosh, it's not my fault I worked in a hospital. I mean, it kind of was when I went to Germany, because I had to get a waiver, because I had, been to nothing but medacs, and the orders for Germany was to a medac. And luckily my branch manager at the time was an old first sergeant of mine, and she loved me, and she's like, I've got to get a waiver for you to go, to medac to medac to medac, back to back, but it shouldn't be an issue. I was like, sweet. So, I mean, I guess I was supposed to go to a field unit, and then, I would have gone to the field and, been a real soldier, but I got out of it.
How convenient.
I know. But I deployed out of Germany, so, finally it fucking took long enough.
To Kuwait?
No, dick. I went to Afghanistan. Don't be rude.
Kuwait.
Never. So no, and it all goes back to the mentality of being a soldier and what you actually want to get out of it and what you want to contribute to not only yourself and your unit and your fellow battles, but making that difference for those that are going to follow you. Because you set an example, right? That
Yeah.
drive and that desire to go down range and do the fight and bring the fight to the enemy. You set that example for those Joes who are young and impressionable, who've never seen it or ever tasted combat. You don't want them to, oh, I came in for the fucking college money. You know, I heard that one back in my day. Where do I want to go to war? Blah, 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 blah. And you saw that. But you had guys and gals who were ready to rock and roll and take it to the enemy and cut off heads if need be.
I mean, I don't know about that. I don't know if I could ever like decapitate someone, but I'd try to like, put it back together. That
Speaking of that, did you see the story about the upcoming head transplant?
yes.
No, I need to hear
Dude.
about this.
It's oh my god. I don't like it's amazing one that this type of technology, I guess you could call it, exists. I don't see it working. Just because of everything that has to happen. Like that, because not only are they going to have to reattach the spinal cord and make sure that that takes, but then you also have all the blood vessels. And then on top of that, you've got your esophagus, you've got your trachea, you've got all these muscles and nerve endings that have to hook up and reconnect to tissue, to a body that's not its. And then on top of that, try to get your fucking spinal column to function where, this brain is sending messages to the rest of its body like, oh, okay, fucking breathe, something that you don't fucking think about because it's automatic. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be successful. Like, I hope it is, but at the same time, this is how we get Frankenstein.
Right. And here's my take on that is that so they're trying this whole head transplant, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
But what does that say for the future of repairing guys' spinal cords who are paralyzed?
I mean,
Interesting.
It really just the
it
spinal
could,
column is so delicate.
I know.
Like I haven't done a lot of spine surgery, but I've done enough to where I don't like it. Just because it's a really small area, you can't see shit, and like everything is super delicate, and I've fucking almost lost a sponge in there once, and it was not
A sponge.
well, yeah, so because we can't use big ass sponges to like soak up blood or whatever, right? We've got to use these little tiny fucking things that are literally that big. They are a 1/4 inch by a fucking 1/4 inch, and they get sucked up into the suction tubing. Like, that's how tiny these are, right? And we can't fucking leave it in because now there's a foreign body in the patient's spine, and this could get septic, and then now we've got an infection that spreads the entire length of the spinal column because that's where the fucking sponge is, and like this just complication like could just get bad, right? But yeah, I mean it does bring light to that, and like my mind immediately goes to this one patient I did surgery on at Launchstool, and it was his 21st birthday when we operated on him. he's never gonna walk again. He's paralyzed from the neck down. So the pretty much the only reason we did surgery on him was to try to straighten out his back as much as possible. He had been in a rollover accident, and he was up in the turret, and the only thing that saved him from being literally like cut in half by this vehicle was his body armor. And like I just, like he's 21 and like we can't do anything for him. Sorry.
Deep breath.
Right?
Deep breath.
But we took his spine, and one, it was like that, right? I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but yeah, his fucking spine was like that. But then on top of it, it was also like this. So yeah. So it's okay, I made it through. So like we were able to like straighten him out as much as possible. We probably got him down to, almost straight, but, not perfect, and definitely like, and I helped transfer him from like his bed into the gurney to like fly back to the States. And like, I loved my time in Germany, like in launch school, but there were other times where like it just sucked,
Yeah.
just because like I couldn't do anything to like help, and I hate that feeling. It sucks.
So people like this, so these injuries that you saw in Germany, obviously you remember quite a bit about the individual.
Yeah.
You remember their injuries, you remember what you did. Do you remember their faces? Do you remember their names? I'm not asking you by any means. Please do not.
I don't remember any names because I didn't want to know them. I didn't want to know their name because that makes it personal,
Yeah.
And you can only harden yourself off to something like this for so long. Like each patient does affect you to a degree. I'm really sorry I'm crying right now, you guys.
You're fine. Don't apologize.
But it's like with me, every patient that comes into my room, like they're mine, and I'm going to do everything that I can to make them feel better, whether that be cleaning up their stub from like dead and dying tissue, and like patching or fucking repairing a hernia on them, to let's try to straighten their spine back out, or let's give them a new hip, fuck it, why not, like while the patient is in my room under my care, they're mine, and I get super protective of them. And
of course,
yeah, but in the burn guys, I remember them, because I've only really ever done maybe 3 or 4 burn cases. Those rooms suck, just because like we have to get the room up to literally like 90 degrees because their fucking skin's gone. And so they have no way to like really regulate their fucking body temperature. And then especially going under anesthesia, you really lose the ability to fucking regulate your body temperature with that. And so like so their rooms are just fucking hot and they're humid as fuck, and like you're all fucking gowned up and everything, and like by the end of it you're like, I need a fucking shower because I just sweat through everything. And so I remember those cases. This one guy, in particular, he had burns. He was a quadruple amputee. So we had burn doctors in there. We had general surgeons in there. We had orthopedic surgeons in there, and we had a urologist in there, because part of where this guy was blown up was down there. It missed his scrotum and penis somehow. Like, if those were still there, but like a bunch of other stuff down there was not. So I remember that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I just had to keep talking about it.
You're fine.
I got, like, I fucked up, and because I really got attached to that one kid with the spine injury.
Yeah.
Just because, like, normally, you know, patients come see me. One, they don't remember me at all. But two, I don't ever really see them afterwards. I don't see people after they leave the OR. As far as I know, everything went fine, you know?
Yeah.
But to, like, have to see him afterwards and be like, oh, like, you know, I recognize him. He doesn't fucking remember me. I know that. But, you know, I know him, and, like, trying to just, I don't know, offer compassion to him when, like, you know that life is going to suck for this guy for a while. And so, like, all you can really do is hope that he maintains that, like, warfighter mentality and just that drive of, I'm going to get through this. And,
Yeah.
you know? So, and that was always, that was one of the perks of working at Launch Tool was, every so often we would get some of the Wounded Warrior guys would come back, and, they'd like come up through the OR and like would come and like thank us. And so I love getting like success stories like that, and like guys who are like, yeah, you know, I might be missing 3 out of my 4 fucking limbs, but, you know, thanks to you guys, I'm still fucking here. And it's like, oh, okay, so we are doing a good service. Like, we are doing good. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I felt like I was rambling.
No, not at all.
Sorry. You still there,
Not
Great
at
Club?
all.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm
I
here.
think he's still there.
Yeah. So when I usually mute my mic when other people are talking and whatnot, so I don't give unwanted feedback and whatnot through the mic and just typing and breathing.
Mouth breather.
You have such
I am
good
one.
etiquette.
Well, yeah.
I think this is the first time I've talked to you.
It's because I'm a badass like that.
I mean, I guess.
So while we're on the medical stuff and real quick,
Yeah.
I got some questions for you, being in your profession. So I just found this article about Paul O'Neill. You guys know who that is?
I feel like I should, but I don't.
Okay, so he's the founder of the metal band Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Okay.
Yep. He recently died on 5 April. They just released his the coroner's report.
Uh-huh.
He died. The coroner claims it as an accidental drug overdose. One, how do you overdose on something that's not really fucking regulated? And two, how the hell is it fucking accidental? You are intentionally ingesting drugs to cause an effect that you know that could be detrimental to your health and also fucking kill you. So how in the world is it accidental and an overdose?
Because it was like I know that okay, let me explain. Like, I understand why there's like your reactions from this. I get it. But I also understand why they call it that. So like when people are getting high, right? Like after a while you build up a tolerance to whatever drug of choice it is that you do. And so you have to take more and more and more and more. And eventually, you take enough to the point where your body can't handle the amount of drugs that you've taken. And that's when you overdose. And so most people don't intentionally overdose, which is why it's called accidental. Like no one, no, I want to believe that even addicts who are out of their fucking mind, hooked on whatever it is they're hooked on, don't take the drug with the sole intention of, you know what, I'm going to fucking overdose today. And we're going to see what fucking happens. Like, you know, like, I don't think that's how it works. I could be wrong, but that's just me. So that's why it's considered an accidental overdose. The reason why it was ruled as an accidental death from overdose is because, again, like, they don't believe that this was an intentional suicide, you know? Like, they don't believe that he did this with the sole intention of killing himself. And, you know, unfortunately, he must have overdosed in a secluded location where no one was around to offer aid or help or whatever the fuck you want to call it. No one was able to call emergency services to come to him and deliver Narcan to him to, like, revive him.
Found dead in a hotel room.
Yeah.
Intoxication and the manner of death was drug abuse.
Yes.
That's what they're saying.
So,
methadone, codeine, diazepam, and histamine. Stop it all off, because you might be having an allergic reaction to one of those three.
Right? His fucking nose might be stuffed up. You don't know. Fucking, I'm about to take some Benadryl in a couple minutes, like, so I can fucking sleep. And like I said, I'm still fucking got this whole head cold thing now, and fucking, last night was bad. Yeah, it was just bad, and I didn't have any Benadryl, so Ghost was nice enough to grab me some more today. But yeah, so a bunch of those drugs that was in his system, majority of them come with strong warnings, like, do not mix with alcohol. There's a reason for that. What is it? Tramadol. When you mix with alcohol, it actually decreases respiratory function. So you can end up suffocating with that.
Laying on the bed.
Yeah. And not even know it. Because, you know, if you take enough, Tramadol is a muscle relaxer, right? And a pain reliever.
No, it's a pain reliever.
And so, you know, you take enough of that, and, you know, eventually you're going to be, like, feeling good. So you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to go to sleep now. But if you mix it with the alcohol, you're going to go to sleep whether or not you wake up. Like, good luck. You know, I mean, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Like, because, like, your respiratory rate is going to drop. Your fucking, your respiratory functions are going to stop almost. And, like, it would be very easy to, like, accidentally overdose or, like, accidentally die due to, like, asphyxiation, because you decided to mix narcotics with alcohol. Like, there's a reason why these warning labels exist.
Well, yes. Darwin's theory and whatnot.
Yes. Yeah, no, I agree. At the same time, let's fucking thin out the herd. Like,
yeah.
Sorry.
So, no, it's good. So while we're on this, so I remember, because these warning labels are important. I was getting ready to have some teeth work done.
Okay.
And the doc didn't kind of like my reaction to him poking and prodding me. So he says, okay, we're going to try this again. So he wrote me a prescription. But I was given specific instructions that I was not allowed to take said thing until I was in his chair, and he would instruct me to take it.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, so it's, I've had Vicodin, Percocet, and codeine and all that other stuff, and I wasn't really worried about it. I was like, that's kind of an odd thing because those take a hot minute to kick in. So I go to the pharmacy to get said prescription, and I'm expecting, it to be like 2 or 3 different items. No, it is a small pill I see them bring out. I mean, we're talking tiny. Think about like a 10 milligram something or other.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. As a pharmacy technician, I need to know what this pill is. If you know the name of it.
Was it Valium?
No, it was something.
Nope.
I've taken a Valium too before, but no, it was tiny. It was like 10 or 5 milligram pill, and they fucking cut it in half, and gave me the half.
And it's a painkiller. It's not an anti-anxiety. It's not a muscle relaxer. It's a painkiller, correct?
I do not remember. I took the photo. I took the photo of it somewhere because I sent the photo to somebody I was dating at the time, saying, because I was fucked up. Holy shit, I don't remember anything. I mean, I remember texting the girl I was dating. I told her to call me because and apparently I broke down on the phone to her. I don't remember shit. I remember sitting down in the chair. He told me to take it. The next thing I remember is one of my NCOs giving me a lift back to my place. I laid on the bed, came to, texted her. She called me and she said I broke down crying. And that was it. That's all I fucking remember.
Did you swallow said pill, or was it like a sublingual where it dissolved under your tongue?
No, I had to take it with water.
Huh.
I'm curious.
Right?
I need to know what this was.
I know, right? Especially something that like you swallow to act that fast.
Because diazepam and Valium is diazepam.
Yeah.
Like Xanax and Valium, I mean, I wouldn't say they're like super fast acting, and they're not pain relievers, and and they're relatively tiny, but I'm very curious. And they made you cut it in half. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
No, not me. I watched them fucking cut it in half.
Oh, they cut it in half.
They cut it in half.
That's so weird.
Yeah, they put this little. Yeah, I thought that was a weird thing. It was this little half pill floating around. I had because I had to have it for 2 days because that's the next time they could get me in. So I got this little half pill floating around in a bottle, and it feels so stupid. Keeping an eye on it.
So, you said, was this dental work?
Yeah, dental work.
And was this done on post?
Yep.
Okay.
GBLM.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Did you have your wisdom teeth removed?
No, I had them done a long time before this.
Okay.
Root canal.
Okay.
Nope.
Damn, what the fuck
I don't remember.
done?
I don't know. He was in there fucking around with my gums though, and he pinched one, and because
motherfucker pinched one.
he did, he got me good. So when I wasn't going to swing anything. I just grabbed the chair, right? I clenched my fist and grabbed the chair, and he thought I was going to maybe swing at him.
Oh my
So
goodness.
he was
Poor guy.
He was a little worried if they try to do anything today. Da, 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 da. It's like, fine, Doc. We'll play your game.
Right? Oh,
Hell,
my
I could have been a fashion model for like 30 minutes. I don't fucking know.
A crying fashion model at
Right?
that. Poor
Apparently
guy.
so, yeah. Oh, it was bad,
Oh my
apparently.
God.
She gave me so much shit for that.
Well, before we go, because it's that time, Great Cloud One, thank you so much for calling in. I've really enjoyed
Yeah.
talking to you.
Yeah, it's first. I haven't talked to you either, so yeah, thank you.
I will try to make a better habit of said calling.
Ooh.
Please.
Ooh. Great Cloud.
Yeah.
Oh. Whoa. Yeah. Oh goodness. Well, before we go, I do need to talk about one of our sponsors. And so I know last week I went off about Warhorse for Veterans, and their amazing work. And so tonight I wanted to talk about Project Overwatch. And Project Overwatch is their mission is current political and societal climate change is dividing our communities and ultimately our nation. It is Project Overwatch's immediate goal to energize support for law enforcement using the veteran and family member community. So basically, Project Overwatch provides support by filling training gaps for law enforcement and firefighter communities through veteran leadership and experiences. They provide support by raising funds and leveraging sponsors to assist with equipment shortages within the law enforcement and firefighter community, again, through veteran leadership and relationships. They support by establishing hardship accounts for our partnered law enforcement and firefighter departments. They encourage fidelity between law enforcement, firefighter, and veteran communities. Counter the negative narrative towards law enforcement propagating in our country. And they assist and plan local charitable causes that support a law enforcement, firefighter, or veteran-related objective. Currently, they've got a campaign out right now called Paw Patrol. And for those of you with small children, I don't think it's the same Paw Patrol as the show. Mostly because it doesn't look like it. So Paw Patrol is that they purchase canine mounted cameras for police canines. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, so they're trying to outfit Canine Mitchell. And it says, meet Officer Canine Mitchell of the Jamestown, New York PD. Canine Mitchell was stabbed. Oh, baby. Was stabbed and severely wounded while assisting in the apprehension of a local accused murderer. His life was saved through an emergency surgery that was followed by an extensive recovery period. Project Overwatch is providing support to the Jamestown PD by purchasing a canine back-mounted camera system that will increase Canine Mitchell's safety during suspect engagements and give every officer on the scene better situational awareness. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I really hope they can do that. So if you want to find out more about Canine Mitchell and Paw Patrol, go to Project Overwatch. So project-overwatch.org activities/paw-patrol. And there you go. And you can read all about Canine Mitchell. But yeah. So, and then before we leave, I know we're a little bit over, but before we leave, just going to do really quick house cleaning. So tonight we've got Tied Up Tuesdays with Minks and Cuffs. And tomorrow is What the Fuck Wednesdays with Jim Beam and Jay Reddy. And then Thursday we've got Sergeant's Time with Ice and Gray Cloud and Doc Madness and Mike Golf. And I believe that's it. There's a lot of people. And then Friday we've got Friday Night Fuckery with no. It's Friday Night Freedom. Sorry. Red Leg. I fucked that up. Don't fire me. So yeah, Friday Night Freedom with Red Lake and Cuffs. You're joining him this Friday, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Exciting. Ooh, I was with the boss last week. He's making the rounds, you whore. And then Saturday is Saturday Night Savagery with Jay Reddy. And then Sunday we've got the Green Room with our local stoners, Jason and Michael. And then that brings us to Monday with the Monday edition with Red Leg. And then we're back to Tuesday with me and Cuffs. And next week we're gonna you're gonna be able to see Cuffs. So
Yes. Hopefully we can make that work.
Oh no. Like Red Leg and I were fucking working on this for a couple hours yesterday. No. Yes, yesterday, Monday. Haha. And so I know what I need, and it's been ordered. So yes, next week you're gonna have both of us all up in your faces. So
Haha.
you're gonna enjoy it. God damn it. But yeah, all right. So that's it. So
Yeah.
thanks for sticking around, you guys.
Yeah, thanks. Have a good week, y'all.
Hell yeah.
Bye, ladies.
Bye, Gray Cloud. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Bye, bud. Have a good one.
Better you too.
Bye. But all right.
Bye.
And right? God, I'm such a dumbass. So dumb. All right. Bye, you guys.
Bye, guys. Have a good week.